And by the way, if you're listening and you want a framework for how to do these workflows, here's my 3-step formula for getting started. All right. Identify a repeatable task, map the steps that it takes to complete the task, and then replace or enhance one of those steps with AI. Welcome back to the AI Advantage, where we explore how AI is helping business leaders work smarter, not harder. I'm your host, Sheridan Went. Today, we're getting practical. If you've been listening and wondering, okay, I get what this AI thing is, but how do I actually use it? This episode is for you.
Yeah, this is the one I've been waiting for. I want to go from AI sounds cool to AI is saving me time because right now it feels a little abstract.
Yeah, abstract. I mean, that's totally fair. So today, we're going to map out how to spot bottlenecks in your business, those slow, repetitive tasks, and show you how AI can automate them or accelerate them. And by the end, you should have your first real AI workflow idea ready for you to go test. All right, let's get into it. So, how do you actually start building your first AI workflow?
So before we dive in, okay, when you say workflow, are we talking exactly like a checklist, a process?
Exactly. Yeah. So think of a workflow as any repeatable series of steps that could lead to a result, right? It could be tasks, it could be a checklist, it could be a process, sending client follow ups, creating social media posts, onboarding a new lead. Anywhere you find yourself doing the same thing more than once, that might be a workflow that you can automate with AI.
Okay, so like simple tasks that like eat my time up during the week.
Yeah. Now that is the best starting point, starting small. We don't have to try to AIify your entire business. I would say start small, see real results, and build from there. I usually tell clients to look for 3 different kinds of tasks: tasks that are repetitive, things that you do over and over again, tasks that are rule based, things that follow like a predictable pattern, or something that's time consuming, but it's low skill, right? It doesn't use your brain power, your creative genius. It just uses your time.
I can already like think of a few, like replying to emails, summarizing meeting notes, organizing leads.
Yeah. Those are good examples. So, for instance, an AI workflow could take a meeting recording, summarize all of it, pull out the action items, and send those to your team all automatically. There are a lot of tools that do that already.
That's like half my week right there. How do we start building that?
Well, those tools exist already, so I wouldn't recommend building them. But if we were going to build them, you'd start with one simple question, right? What is the outcome that I want? And then you map out the steps that it takes you to get there, right? So that in this case, the outcome that we want is we want the action items from the meeting to be sent to the whole team, right? So that's the outcome. And the steps that it takes to get there are we got to record the meeting, we got to transcribe the audio with AI, right? It's going to take a look at the recording and just take out the words and give you almost captions. And then we got to summarize and extract the key points, which AI is very good at. LLMs are very good at summarizing text. And then we got to send that text to your team in an email or a Slack or however you guys communicate. So that's like a very simple workflow. That's a lot of steps. And people might be thinking, well, how do I get AI to pull a recorded video and pull the text out of it? There's tools for that, definitely. But let's start with a different workflow, one that's a little bit more fun. A simple AI workflow that creates content.
Okay. Well, I'm not much of content creation, but it sounds exhausting, so let's hear it.
Yeah. So here's what the workflow might look like. Let's say you start with an idea, right? You think this is what I want to post about, or this is the topic, or this is the message I'm trying to get across to my audience or to my followers. And then you want to use AI. You could use AI to draft the post, maybe the captions, maybe a blog article about it. Then you want to review and edit it, make sure that you're keeping your voice, so it's not just AI. You don't sound like ChatGPT, right?
Yeah, right.
You don't sound like the LLM. And then use some sort of automation, workflow automation platform to put that out there, right? You could use Zapier or Make or N8N to take that piece of content and distribute it across different platforms.
So I can like make like one podcast into 5 different pieces of content automatically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's a little bit different. That's like some extra steps in the workflow. So then we're talking about taking a long form piece of content and chopping it up into micro content. Now you're thinking, man. Now you're really thinking. So it's about leverage, right? It's about taking one input, but having multiple outputs. All right, and with that, we are going to take a quick break to hear a message from our friends and sponsors over at Advantage AI. Right now, AI is deciding who your next customer trusts, and it might not be you. You might not realize it yet, but ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, all of these models are already deciding who they choose to recommend in industries like yours. And they don't always list options either. Sometimes they give one answer. And if that answer isn't you, then AI just referred your ideal customer to your competitor. That's why we created the free AI Visibility Review. It's a short live session where we will sit down with you and show you what AI thinks of you and your brand and your company, who it thinks is an authority, and what you can do to become the authority that it starts to recommend. Don't just guess where you stand, find out. Schedule your free AI visibility review today at advantagelabs.ai and see if AI knows that your business exists. Imagine what it would do for your business if ChatGPT was actually referring people to you. At advantagelabs.ai, your AI advantage. All right, and we're back, and I'm here with John Foster, and we're talking about building your first workflows with AI.
Damn, bro, that's a lot easier than I've been thinking. Like, I was thinking you have to do like this whole entire building this crazy AI system, you know?
Yeah, no, that I think that's a big misconception. It's like a sacred cow. It's a myth, right? The first workflow can be simple, right? You got to start somewhere. Even one AI prompt, right? One workflow connected to an LLM to do a single task, right? You got to start with something that saves you 10 minutes a day. And once you see the impact, I think you kind of get addicted to finding more things to automate away out of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like small win is like small win. It's not as complicated as like building a spaceship, right?
Right, right, right. The more small tasks and the more small workflows that you stack up, the more time and focus you free up over time. All right.
Can you like before we go further, can you give like a quick before and after example?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So say let's say you're running a coaching business. The before would be you get a lead, you're manually following up with the leads after every discovery call, right? You do a call with this person, then you're sending them an email and doing a follow-up. And the after would be AI drafts personalized follow-up emails using your meeting notes, and it sends them automatically, right? So you maybe all you do is review it just to make sure it doesn't sound crazy. And that would be your first workflow, right? So you have this meeting, AI summarizes the meeting, and then drafts a follow-up email to send to them. And that's your first workflow.
Okay. So just like you were saying earlier, let's like the meaningless tasks that, you know what I mean, that just sink time. It's and this is just helping you save like brain power and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Save your brain power for stuff that makes you excited. Let AI handle the busy work so you can handle the meaningful work.
Okay. That sounds easy enough. Like whew, it's a lot to digest.
A lot to digest, but every day you stack up those small wins and it turns into it's like a snowball effect, right?
Hmm.
Gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden you got a big boulder worth of automation working for you.
Yeah, man, like it's it's pretty simple and I like that. It's definitely not like as big as I was thinking, so I think that I can actually like incorporate this into like my own life now.
What's something that you think you might actually try to automate, like a task or workflow, just for you?
Personally, for me, well, there's some pretty much like meeting transcription. Like right now, like going back and like just keeping track of what people said at what time during the meeting. That way that I can recall it that way that, you know, because I trust a short pencil over a long memory any day, you know?
Sure.
So it helps me kind of like get in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. There are a bunch of tools for that. I'm going to pull a couple up there. I don't know how free these are. Some of them might be freemium, where you start off for free and then they
Yeah.
want to charge you. but there's Otter AI, there's TurboScribe AI, NoteGPT.io, Hypernote.com, and then there is another one that I know of called Fathom AI. So those are just a few that I know that you can add them like usually as a plugin, as a desktop app, or as like a Chrome plugin, and they'll join your meeting with you. And when the meeting is over, they'll email you a summary and a list of tasks. They all have different features, of course, and different price points, but you can get started with an AI note taker for free.
Okay. So I'm about to start like sending out invitations for like weddings and stuff like that. Like how with my wedding, how do you think that we could potentially like utilize AI for like doing that? Kind of like wedding pro like or project management stuff.
Well, you can, man, I just have like this flood of ideas. All right. So, number one, right, you can use AI to help you plan the wedding, which I think you already have a good solid plan already, right? So, then you could use
Yeah.
AI. You could use it to help you with, you could tell it what the plan is for the wedding and maybe ask it if there's any tasks or things you might not be have thought of. When it comes to invitations, you can use it to help draft the invitations. You can use it to generate images for the invitations, unless you have images that you want on there, but maybe you have like some stock image on the front or small little logo, heartwarming type thing, or a little ribbon, a little wedding ring, right? And then on the inside, a picture of the two of you. You could use it for a website, right? It could be essentially a place for your guests to go and register for your wedding. That way you know who's coming. If they wanted to register online and you didn't want to pay for some existing wedding registry tool, you could just have AI build you a quick website for it. You could also use it for when somebody registers, some sort of workflow that goes out and it drafts them an email like, thanks for registering, and send them a thank you. I think that kind of, to me, those are some of the best ideas I can think of right now off the top of my head for how it could help with your wedding registry.
Yeah, because currently right now, like we're going through and we're looking at a couple different sites and stuff like that, and I don't really like the whole entire privacy policy where they get all your like people that are coming, all their information and your information, and they download your cookies and then sell it. That's pretty much how they make their money ultimately. But yeah, like it would be super dope if I can get it to like help me create like a website to just do everything and have control over that. That would give me more like peace of mind.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we could definitely do that. All right. So I hope if you're listening out there, I hope you're able to take something away from this episode. In the next episode, episode 4, we're going to be talking all about different AI tools that will be worth your time. We'll test a few, we'll talk about which ones are actually useful, and maybe even break a few myths. So thanks for tuning into the AI Advantage.